After Eala's incredible 0-4 comeback, Sasnovich, music, was seen on camera yelling cheat, transforming what ought to have been a victorious moment into a full-fledged scandal. She cheated. The fact that she was only quick for the final 3 minutes of the game is just absurd. Music, the tennis world instantly stopped when Sasnovich yelled words. Moments before, a Filipino sensation. At the Abu Dhabi Open, Aliaksandra Eala pulled off what many are referring to as the miracle of the century, clawing her way back to overcome Aliaksandra Sasnovich. Music, chaos broke out on center court in place of the customary handshake and cheers. Sasnovich didn't simply concede the loss. She erupted in rage, accusing the 20-year-old celebrity of stealing the victory by employing illicit high-tech equipment and pointing a shaking finger at her. She even called for the match's outcome to be reversed and urged an immediate investigation. The entire stadium fell silent when the Rafa Nadal Academy made a surprising announcement 10 minutes later. What actually transpired during those enigmatic last 3 minutes? Is Alex Eala her generation's best comeback artist? Or is her racket handle actually concealing something? Music. We dissect the controversy, the yelling, and the reality of the match that went viral on the internet today on Cortiva Tennis. You won't want to miss the brutal reaction from the Rafael Nadal Academy. Greetings from the channel again. Now, let's dive into the action. It was the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open round of 16. The crowd was electrified, the lights were flashing, and Alex Eala saw a bleak image on the scoreboard. Music, after losing the first set 2-6, she battled back to win the second 6-4. However, she suffered a crushing 0-4 loss in the decisive set, facing a double break deficit. Music, Sasnovich had total command. The veteran from Belarus seemed to be planning for her quarter-final matchup already. Then, in what seemed like a minute, everything changed with music. Eala not only got better, she changed. Music, she blasted winners from unthinkable angles, chased down every ball, and moved with incredible speed. She fought her way back to 6-6 point by point, prompting a tiebreak in which she won the breakers 7-5 and clinched the victory 7-6. Filipino flags flew in the air as the throng burst into riotous joy. However, the mood on the court became chilly, despite the euphoria in the fans. Sasnovich declined a customary handshake as Eala, beaming with music delight, walked up to the net. She pointed to a finger rather than holding out her hand. Music, according to witnesses at the court, her face was red with wrath rather than disappointment. Music, she was heard yelling on the microphones, "It's not possible. Examine her shoes and racket." Music, she publicly accused Eala of malfeasance on live air, sparking a controversy that quickly overshadowed the actual comeback. Sasnovich even accused a player of employing speed-enhancing technology in the closing seconds of the game. Music, "I'm exhausted," Sasnovich yelled at the umpire. From 0-4, she could hardly walk, and then all of a sudden, she was Usain Bolt. She cheated. It was obscene, unvarnished, and the kind of drama that quickly ignites the tennis community. But did Sasnovich really think she had seen something strange? Or was this just the frustration of a wasted lead? Music? You must examine the match data in order to comprehend her response. Aliaksandra Sasnovich had been the more dominant player for almost 2.5 hours, controlling the baseline. Music, serving with strength, and pinning Eala deep in the corners. Eala appeared exhausted at 0-4 in the third set. She slouched her shoulders. Her body language indicated that she was getting ready to lose, and she was continuously wiping perspiration from her face. The momentum then changed in an almost inexplicable way. Eala seemed to have a sharp increase in foot speed. She started to save match points as her reaction time improved, with bold line-clipping wins, not with careful rallies. One rally at 5-5 in the decisive appeared to break Sasnovich's poise. She should have ended the point with a drop shot that was almost flawless. Music, despite this, Eala dashed from the baseline and managed to get there, converting defense into attack in a way that astounded the veteran. Eala surged ahead, made it to the drop shot, and managed to flip a cross-court winner with millimeter accuracy. With her fists on her hips, Sasnovich froze, gazing down at Eala's shoes as though they held the solution. The The questions that were running through her head were practically visible. How was she able to move that quickly? Eala went from defense to offense in a split second during the last music tiebreak. She had finished the comeback 2-2 music 6, 6-4, 7-6, and it was 7-5 in the breaker when the final ball was hit. However, Sasnovich's emotional reaction caused the tale to abruptly change from honoring the tenacity of a young champion. She argued that it was just fast for the last 3 minutes. Did that just feel like adrenaline? Did Filipino fans always talk about the fighting spirit and puso the heart? Or was there technology involved? As some tabloids started to speculate, high-tech equipment became a whole new problem as a result of that charge. Music, what did Sasnovich mean specifically? Although there have previously been doping claims and unlawful coaching disputes in tennis, equipment intended to increase speed was a novel development. Within music minutes, online forums were ablaze. As people enlarge images of Eala's racket handle and conjecture about concealed sensors or gyroscopes for extra stability, conspiracy theories proliferate quickly. Others rumored about experimental energy return prototypes that were allegedly not yet approved by the ITF, while focusing on her shoes, without providing any concrete proof. Some made the analogy to previous discussions regarding performance-enhancing footwear in other sports, arguing that sophisticated carbon fiber plates would give an unfair sprint advantage. What ought to have been an exciting return has abruptly devolved into a complex technological riddle. The dispute mirrored the discussion about performance benefits and high-tech shoes that we had witnessed during marathon running. The main thrust of Sasnovich's argument was that such a drastic turnaround was physically impossible. Her team reportedly maintained that without outside assistance, no athlete could go from obvious weariness to explosive speed. Sasnovich allegedly informed her box, "I have music, played her before. That equipment is not with her." She wasn't running at the time. Something else was involved. Music, it had an intense, nearly sci-fi sound about it. However, it is inevitable that people will, wonder, what did she think she saw? When a seasoned pro takes the chance of getting fined for yelling allegations on center court, the charge lingered in the air for 10 tense minutes. There was commotion in the stadium. Commentators stammered uncomfortable filler while Sasnovich persisted in his dispute with the referee. Then followed the reaction that completely changed the story. Alex Eala has trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy since her junior year, and the academy quickly released a statement, and it was nothing short of a mic drop moment. Let's be absolutely clear, the statement started, "We have heard the absurd and defamatory accusations made regarding our athlete Aliaksandra. Alexandra's passion, her work ethic, and the thousands of hours she has devoted to sweating on the clay and manicure are her sole high-tech tools." The spirit of Rafael Nadal himself continued to be channeled in the message. It is more than simply an insult to a 20-year-old to accuse her of cheating since she persisted from 0-4. It is demeaning to tennis as a sport. Aliaksandra is a fighter who does not know how to give up, which is why she was quick in the final 3 minutes. We extend an invitation to Miss Sasnovich to join us for a week of training. She might perhaps comprehend the source of that speed. At that point, the Academy did more than simply stand up for Eala. By effectively painting Sasnovich as a bitter loser who couldn't handle being outworked, they turned the story on its head. The stadium was taken aback by the statement, and Filipino supporters cheered. The racket was promptly examined by officials. It was the norm. The footwear was examined. Additionally typical, since there was no proof of misconduct, the claims lacked substance, and Sasnovich appeared to be a player overwhelmed by the demands of a rising Filipino celebrity. However, drama like that doesn't just go away on its own. A loud online altercation, international press, and accusations of cheating have a negative psychological impact. Eala didn't have much time to think about it. She was waiting for her quarterfinal matchup with the formidable Russian Ekaterina Alexandrova. At this point, reality set in. A return to the court less than 24 hours after the physical and mental ordeal of the comeback. Her name was still being chanted by the audience behind her. As a result of the dispute, cameras focused on her shoes. Lightning didn't strike twice, though. Despite her efforts, she appeared exhausted. Alexandrova, a top 15 player, offered her no openings and won 6-3, 6-3, with clinical precision, as the mental strain of upholding her integrity and the physical tiredness of that long comeback seemed to catch up with her. No amazing 0-4 recoveries occurred. Eala was able to break back once, this time by saving break points, but the tank was nearly empty. The query persisted. Did Sasnovich's tantrum and the ensuing commotion end up costing him anything? Did Sasnovich's outburst end up costing Eala the tournament because of her momentum? Did she spend the entire night awake due to the distraction of an inquiry and the international attention? It's difficult to ignore the timing, but we may never know. Additionally, there is no pause button in tennis. The tour goes by quickly. Alex Eala flew directly to Doha for the Qatar Open, a renowned WTA 1000 event, following the controversy and her run to the quarterfinals. She had just achieved a huge professional milestone by breaking into the top 40, but she was entering a Shark Tank. Teresa Valentinova, an 18-year-old Czech prodigy and another emerging talent who had previously caused Eala problems, was her opponent in the opening round. This was meant to be redemption, the ideal opportunity to appease detractors and demonstrate that Abu Dhabi was about heart rather than flash. The opening set ended in a tie-break after being edgy and tight. Eala had her opportunities, but Valentina, who was untarnished and new, won 7-6. The emotional toll from the previous week seemed to come crashing down in the second set. The ferocious defense by the Rafa Nadal Academy, the spectacular comeback, the accusation of cheating, the defeat by Alexandrova, and the quick trip to Doha. Eala faltered, losing the first round and the set 6-1. It was a severe blow. A drop now threatened, and ranking points were at stake. Taking a broader view, however, Aliaksandra Sasnovich accused Eala of cheating not because she was caught but rather because she didn't think someone could put up such a struggle. Strangely enough, that is the highest compliment disguised as an insult. A's skill level was so intense and unrelenting that it completely destroyed her opponent's perception of what was feasible. Impact, not scandal, is what that is. And the tale is far from over for a 20-year-old who makes it into the top 40. The high-tech rumors swiftly turned into little more than emotional charges from a disgruntled opponent who had allowed a 4-0 lead to slip away, but the Rafa Nadal Academy remained steadfast. Eala did indeed fall in the following round. She did make a mistake in Doha, but that's just part of growing up on tour. She is only 20 years old, just broke into the top 40, and is up against the world's top players, and pushing them to their boundaries rather than merely competing. Experienced veterans are sweating under her influence. They're shouting because of her. She is causing them to question. Sasnovich is free to point as she pleases. However, Alex Eala's tenacity is the only thing that makes her genuinely captivating. This was resilience, not dishonesty. It was faith. It was fantastic. And for people who aren't prepared for it, excellence can occasionally appear frightening. What do you think, then? Was Sasnovich right to wonder about that unexpected acceleration? Or was this just a veteran finding it difficult to concede to the fierce pride of the Filipino people? Tell us your current position. Team Eala or Team Research? Please show some love, subscribe, and continue following the drama with us if you liked this in-depth look at one of the most outrageous disputes of the 2026 season. Cordiva Tennis is signing off at this time.
On the court, see you.
No, the Academy has been my home for the past 7 years, and I must say that I think it's a tremendous opportunity for testers, especially the juniors, to be exposed to this level, and I'm really pleased with the way I played the game. She was a strong opponent, in my opinion, and it was really hot outside, but I'm glad anyway. Alex, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut with Melbourne following an incredible season the previous year? It feels fantastic. I'm ecstatic. Coming in timeout, you know. If I understand correctly, could you provide us with an update on how you're feeling about your life?
Yes.
Indeed, there is some discomfort. And